Hi, fifth graders. Okay, so this week we're going to be working on order of operations, or another name for that would be numerical expression problems. And you'll be using PEMDAS. And if you'll think back to the fall when you first learned about order of operations, we know that PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, which are little numbers that float up in the top of the above problems, but because you're in elementary school, you don't have any exponents. Multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Now, the most common mistake that I see with order of operations with students and with adults is that people forget that with PEMDAS, multiplication and division are balanced in the eyes of PEMDAS. Meaning you go from left to right when you're working a problem. And if you come to division before you get to multiplication, you divide before you multiply. And then with addition and subtraction, those are balanced in the eyes of PEMDAS. And so you also go left to right with those opposite operations. So if you get to subtraction before you get to addition, when you're driving along from left to right, then you would subtract before you add. Now let's look at an actual problem. In this problem, I see that I have two sets of parentheses. So I would go from left to right with those parentheses. I'm going to solve the one on the left first. 3 times 2/3. So if you think back to when we multiplied with fractions and whole numbers, I know that I need to put a 1 underneath the 3 and then multiply straight across. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. And then I can reduce that down to simplest form. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then I bring everything else down because I solve order of operation problems one step at a time. So you're going to write everything exactly like it was up above. And then I see that I have another set of parentheses still to solve. So 1/5 plus 3/5, because those fractions have common denominators, I can just add straight across. 1 plus 3 is 4, and then I keep the same denominator, so I get 4/5. So now I just bring down what was already over here, one step at a time. 2 plus 4/5 is 2 and 4/5. So you end up with a mixed number as your answer in simplest form. I always like to circle my final answer so I can find it on my page. And remember that when you're working with order of operation problems, it gets one step smaller at a time. So you end up a little triangle shape by the end when you're showing your work step by step. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here and post another problem in a separate video. Thank you guys. Y'all are doing an awesome job with all of this e-learning.